Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you for being with me again today. This video is going to be about situational morality. That is, some people, some countries are moral according to a situation, depending. So, in this instance, I'm moral, and I'm going to punish you for not being moral in my view. And in this situation, which is the same as this one, it's just a different name. I'm going to be moral. You're not moral, but I'm not going to punish you. We're going to do business because I get something to gain, and we can work something out. In this case, is the United States and Venezuela and Chevron. So Chevron, not the girl, Chevron, the business, the oil business. So we have here an article from Fox News from May 28, 2022 by Lawrence Richard. And he says Biden's Treasury Department renews Chevron's oil license to operate in Venezuela. So I thought that Venezuela kicked out all the foreigners and foreign businesses, and they nationalized their oil production and distribution and refineries and all that. But it seems like no, it's not like that. It's yes and no. We're in and we're out in the same time. So the U.S. Department renewed a license Friday for Chevron to operate its oil production in Venezuela, a country sanctioned by the U.S., potentially setting up a broader license agreement later in the year. Yes, I'm pretty sure the United States made some big concessions to Venezuela because nothing changed in Venezuela. Everything that changed in the United States with the desire to have oil because of the inflation and prices that jumped up, and the Russian oil that they will not buy allegedly from Russia anymore, which is about, I don't know, 8%, 12%, something like that. The US has previously served as Venezuela's largest oil market, but oil activity between the countries have been limited amid ongoing political turmoil between Venezuela President Maduro and his opposition Juan Guaido, who the US recognizes as the rightful leader of Venezuela. Not the people. The United States recognizes it. Under the current license, Chevron is allowed to continue to maintain its staff and operation infrastructure, as well as payments on third-party invoices, local taxes, and utility services. The license allows Chevron to conduct transactions and activity necessary for safety or the preservation of assets in Venezuela, according to the report. So if Venezuela somehow does something to Chevron, United States will come and do this because that's a business. It's that we have to make sure its assets and people safety are assured. The oil company is also able to participate in shareholder and board meetings. According to the report, U.S. officials want talks between Maduro and Guaido to advance into a cohesive governing body before any broader license will be issued. I'm pretty sure Venezuela can bring some Russian experts over there and manage their oil. They don't need Chevron. Or not only Chinese would be as good, or Saudis for the same, or Iranians. Chevron was previously permitted to trade oil from the South American country from 2019 through April 2020, but a maximum pressure campaign by the former President Trump to have Maduro removed ended the activity. So you do what I want, you leave, and I'm not going to sanction you. That's how it works, right? Free countries. A Venezuelan leader are soon expected to negotiate for free elections and the release, that's good, and the release of who's counting the votes. That's always important over there, and not only. Release of political prisoners, with Mexico hosting the meeting. A positive outcome of these meetings could result in restoring oil transactions between the US and Venezuela. We need your oil. Chevron's new license extends its current agreement through the end of November. Okay, Guaido, we know that, let's not put it this way, but usually when United States have a favorite, is because that favorite obviously will turn on everything that the other ones turned off towards the United States. So that means free access to everything that the country has, or preferential access, like they try to do with, in my assessment, with Russia now. They don't have full access to their reserves. They don't have, I'm talking about energy reserves or natural reserves. They don't have access to their military. They don't have the access that can manipulate the political system over there. They can manipulate the situation, the society. They can manipulate the culture. They can't manipulate the religion. So it's an independent country outside of the United States, and it's very powerful, or it's getting powerful. So that must be stopped. So there you have it. The problem is United States did not dare to come yet with a replacement for Putin, in a way that, oh, this is Ivan Drago from Rocky, whatever, 4 or whatever that was, 3, 4, whatever. I think it was 4, with Dolph Lundgren. Oh, Drago will replace Putin now. They don't have that yet, and they will not have anything because they don't dare to talk about that yet. Some people say, like Lindsey Graham, who's Graham, who's just Graham, who's just a, my God, I don't know what he is. Nevertheless, we're going to take Putin out. Is that how you talk? You Democrat, right? You're a Democrat. Beautiful. I mean, he's a Republican, but he likes democracy, right? But he's talking about taking out democratically elected officials that you don't like. So far, the guy was democratically elected. However you want to take it, however you want to say it. That's the reality. There are concerns. Okay, there are concerns, like, not everything is perfect, like in anywhere else. So nevertheless, I'm just saying that the concessions, and I don't know what the concessions are for Maduro, because if I look at it as right now, Maduro is gonna have free elections. Well, probably he's gonna count the vote. He's got the media, so that means that he has to allow the other guys to have media over there so they can say something, right? Because if you control the media, nobody hears about you, about the other person, if you want, in this kind of countries. So I don't know. And this Guaido is obviously supported by the other team, and Guaido, once that happens, he's going to open everything. And I'm telling you that because that happened in Romania too. So whenever whoever came and changed, open it for those guys in the name of free market, democracy, freedom, blah, 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 that we know how that works. So nevertheless, Chevron has an extended license, and the problem is, remember, I don't know if you remember, I can remember, but it was the banana company, fruit something, in, I don't know, 1920s or something, and that it was a Secretary of State who was involved in that, and the United States almost did the same thing with, the interest of our businesses is hurt in South America somewhere. I can't remember where. And then they intervened over there because our economic interest were U.S. company was somehow hurt by those guys. It was something with bananas, or it was Dole or something company. I can't remember. Or Dale was the guy with the Secretary of State, something like that. I can remember. Maybe you remind me that of that. And then the same thing would happen with these guys, with Chevron. If something happens with Chevron and they start crying and say, "Hey, American business is hurt by Maduro," they're gonna send troops over there under that disguise. I don't know why they didn't do it so far, but probably right now they might do it, saying, "Hey, you know what? We are really, really hurt right now, so we really need you, Maduro." It's either or. It's either or. Either right or either or left. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.